Monotropism Questionnaire and Anxiety-Related Items Within It by Richard Woods at London Southbank University, PhD student, and I'm currently on an extended gap year. So this should be about a 10-minute long video discussing the Monotropism Questionnaire and why there are anxiety-related items within it, basically, and basically just kind of commenting upon that. So yeah. Um, so when the 2023 Grautel manuscript, the analysis in there found like 8 subscales in there with new items, and a couple of those subscales are related towards anxiety. There are some anxiety-related items in the other subscales if one looks at that analysis of the data. So some of the feedback that we had when the manuscript was published a couple of years ago was basically asking why there are so many items related towards anxiety in there. So I kind of need to kind of there's good reasons for that kind of critique, especially if you're investigating using the Monotropism questionnaire to investigate autistic lived experience, because like anxiety is not a core feature of autism, how it's like defined by most definitions of autism. Um, and likewise, like anxiety is not a universal experience across the autistic population. It tends to be caused by negatively treating autistics, either kind of currently or in past or in past situations, but that's kind of tangential. So it's possible that anxiety-related items might be removed from the from future versions of the Monotropism questionnaire. So it raised the question, why does the MQ have anxiety-related items to begin with? So to kind of answer that question, you kind of have to look at the original 32 items for the MQ itself, which I have because I wrote them. So if you look at the anxiety-related items in the current version of the MQ, and compare them to the original 32, you'll see that there are some direct correlation and matches. So from the original set, you got like I often experience anxiety over topics I have little certainty over corresponds to I often experience anxiety over matters I have little certainty over. I form routines from the original one. I form routines around activities I realised to be positive experience. Corresponds to I manage uncertainty by creating routines. I am often more relaxed after doing an activity I'm passionate about. Involvement in an activity of interest often reduces some anxiety level. And it's like I find social interactions more comfortable if communicating about a topic of interest to me. I find social interactions more comfortable if communicating about a topic I'm passionate about. And the final example is I often engage in activities I am passionate about to escape from anxiety. Equates to I often engage in activities I am passionate about to escape from anxiety. Um, so yeah, I will be publishing the original list of 32 items for people to compare themselves. I'm not intending for people to use it in research at all. I should be quite clear about that. So yeah. So if you kind of observations kind of around this is that like many of the anxiety related questions added many of the anxiety related questions were added after the original 32. So I didn't do a thorough analysis. So I only just did a quick comparison of some of them just to see let's just quickly see how many of mine seem to be in there. From what I could tell, it's probably around half and half, but I could be wrong. So what that means is that the other anxiety-related questions that you've added by myself and/or other people as part of development and refinement of the Monotropism questionnaire. So what it does, it helps to show just how much the Monotropism questionnaire has changed from the original 32 items. So, but that's a good thing. So, yeah. As I pointed out, I didn't try to match all 32 original items to the current MQ items. I just trying to show that there is a link between what I originally did to the current MQ. So yeah, I was also pleasantly surprised to see that some of the original 32 items are quite clearly in the current MQ. and some of them haven't changed that much either. I was pleasantly surprised that when looking at anxiety-related items, and out of those 8 um, subscales, potential subscales from that analysis of the Grautel data, um, was that factor 7, anxiety-reducing effects of topics/activities of interest, seems to be derived from the original 32 items. So, yeah, that did give me a good chuckle. So, yeah, just as final comments. So, it might be problematic for the MQ having anxiety-related items. Some of the anxiety-related items seem to be informed by my Monotropism developmental model to explain PDA and autistics. Other items were added later as part of refining candidate items, including feedback from other autistics. So the reason I'm clearly saying that is because they've been added to reflect kind of autistic lived experience and other autistic views on how monotropic cognitive style presents. So yeah, I'm also putting in there to like not to try and take credit of other people's work. So just being quite clear on that one. Yeah, and just restating again, the anxiety-related items might be removed from the future iterations of the MQ. I'll be putting a link to the original 32 items for the MQ in the description of the video, and being quite clear on it again, it's just for other people's reference. It's not intended for people to use for research purposes at all. So, yeah, so my one's stimming activities be many, and one's flow states long. So, yeah, that's equivalent to live long and prosper. Anyway, goodbye.